Good morning, welcome to Morning Review. This is Kim speaking on Thursday, the 3rd of November. Well, let's look at the euro dollar first, and well, it's running to its daily 50 at the moment. It's sort of air kissed it yesterday. It looks like it's actually tried to pierce it a little bit this morning. There's a bit of 4 hour divergence, so there is a potential for a bit of a retrace from where we are, but when you get 4 hourly divergence on a 4 hour chart, ironically, it doesn't mean to say it's stalled yet, so it could yet go continue and push on upwards. We see this sort of delayed actions now. There is a bit of almost hourly divergence, arguably a double top there, so maybe there's a bit of double divergence running through on that hourly basis. Untouched daily pivot below, so well, it starts breaking down the trend. Let me just draw that on. Drawing it on a couple of different places, but if it's breaking through these really the 21 moving averages, it will probably be on for its daily pivot there. The range is not massive on it, just in terms of target potential, it's well 14-15 pips, but certainly a possibility there. So look at cable. Well, it's had a good day yesterday, already pushed back into and pierced the daily 21 there. Still got the potential for its monthly pivot, which is untouched. Again, some divergence sitting on that 4 hourly, so it's whether or not this we'll see this running through here. In terms of the data that came out yesterday for the euro, well, I say for the euro, the FOMC US FOMC data, it was pretty much in line with expectations. So there still looks like there's a reasonable chance of an increase in December, as the analyst suggests a 70% chance of an increase in September. So we'll see how we move on from there. But for now, we're looking, well, possibly a bit of dollar strength coming back, but the unknown about the politics in the US is really sort of shaking the dollar up a little bit anyway. So we shouldn't get too worried about that, and focus needs to be on what the technicals are doing at any one time here. So for now, well, a break of this trend line, the hourly 8 may see cable roll over towards its 21, maybe come back, test the pivot and get a proper, well, get that pivot out of the way and maybe even pull off further towards the 50. That's untested for quite some time, so may pull off towards the hourly 50 would seem a logical target if it starts breaking through those levels. Dollar yen. The dollar yen's continued to strengthen here, broken through its daily 50. To me, well, it looks like it may even go further yet. The way it's running, it's not particularly oversold or anything. There's a marginal divergence again on the 4 hourlies though, and this may be the stifler. Although, as I said, you could just run through these. Not quite diverged on the hourly. The good thing with all these markets is they're correlated this morning, and which makes life a little bit easier to watch. Again, the same sort of principle with the yen. If it breaks that hourly 50, hourly 8 rather, to the upside, well, it could be on for the 21. I think it's quite a big ask for it to get back to its daily pivot today. Didn't catch it yesterday either, but it's not that unusual for it to miss it a couple of days. If we did see some sort of solid upward pressure price action with some momentum as we run through the afternoon, it's certainly a possibility it could be hit, but at the moment it's looking less likely. Aussie dollar, well, it's struggling. Yesterday it didn't do a lot yesterday at all. It's pushing back up again, maybe to the same sort of levels as it's reached before. It's the one that's been attacking its highs for a long time. Maybe with the push of the other markets as well, it may have enough momentum this time to start breaking into that level. Not quite an inverted head and shoulders, but that sort of pattern that's sort of sitting out there. We're just looking for the potential of the break of the weekly R1 there. If it can break that, well, maybe it can push further. It looks weak with it. It doesn't look like there's a lot of strength to this. If you look at where the price action, where the RSI is relative to price action, it doesn't look the strongest of moves here. Canadian dollar. Well, it's a question, can it actually finally break that daily 8? It's had 2 days of trying to and not managed. Possibly it broke a 4 hourly trend. There's another 4 hourly trend driving across the lows here, which it's had a nibble at this morning. But if it can break that daily trend at some point, maybe we could see it coming back down towards the weekly pivot. Of course, we're always having to keep an eye on what's happening with oil in the background there. And well, it's since the beginning of the week, it's dropped down well $4 roughly. So quite a big retracement on oil, which won't be helping the Canadian dollar in some respects. There is the delayed effect of how it rose up, oil rose up, and Canadian dollar didn't react. But I think that's now coming out of the market. It's working its way out in terms of its price action. So not expecting much more from that. But it's whether just the fundamentals here or technicals, we can break these lows and as I say, push towards that weekly pivot. Certainly a possible, monthly pivot. Certainly a possibility at some time. How fast it will do it is another matter. If you look at this from an hourly point of view, it really does show how bitty it's been during the daytime quite frequently. Quite easy to get into a trade and then be chopped around somewhat. So possibly not the safest to trade at the moment, but at some point when this breaks, I think we'll probably get a decent move. Okay, that's pretty much it for me today. Apart from just the news itself, we've got the services PMI coming out in the UK at 9:30, and of course we've got the Bank of England inflation report, which is quite key part of the MPC meeting following through from that at 12. So 12 o'clock, quite a lot of data coming out there. We've got Carney speaking at 12:30. Today, and then the US non-manufacturing PMI at 2 o'clock. So that's it for today. Have a great one. Bye for now.